Genuine question. What makes us human? It's a question people ask so frequently, but is so rarely ever answered in a satisfying way. That's because with so many different people, with so many different life experiences, there are so few things that literally everyone can have in common. Everyone is born and everyone will die, but that can be said about every creature on the planet. It's not what makes us human. But I would argue that there is one thing everyone, and I do mean everyone, including you, shares. Stories. There are some theories that humanity, and society as a whole, first truly started when we developed the want to tell stories. The discovery of fire led to the ability to stay up past dark, and the tradition of gathering around the fire sparked the need to socialize and properly discuss things. Thus, language, and storytelling by extension, was born, and humanity began its first steps towards development. Because of this, storytelling is a vital part of what makes us human, and all people are storytellers. No other species tells stories, and the ability to compile and share stories is uniquely human. No one goes through life without engaging with stories in some capacity. Stories allow us to connect and communicate with others, share our own unique experiences and opinions, and engage with others different from ourselves. One of the reasons so many people can engage with stories is their sheer variety. There are many different ways to tell stories, and more mediums than could ever reasonably be counted. There's more to stories than just TV and prose, and each medium has its own strengths and weaknesses. Because of this, stories are quite literally everywhere. Of course, there are the classic mediums of storytelling that everyone thinks of when they first hear the word, like books and TV shows, but stories reach far further than that, and are even represented in song and dance. For example, The Nutcracker is an extremely well-known story, and it's a ballet. Yet you would never hear anyone claim that it's not a story, regardless of its atypical delivery method. Storytelling is limitless in the way that it can present itself to the world. The only thing that can limit it is humanity's own imagination. Stories' ubiquitousness displays that they're a defining characteristic of humanity. Does that mean you should tell stories? On that note, why do people tell stories anyway? What do they gain? I wish I had some touching anecdote about why I started writing, but honestly, I don't remember. I've been writing for as long as I can remember, even before I could actually write. I would tell the stories to my mom or dad, who would write them down, and then I would draw fun little pictures to go with it. Obviously, they were all very bad. I was like 3. I didn't even really understand what cause and effect were, much less plot. But I had a lot of fun, and it fostered a passion in me that's lasted to this day. And I continue to write because I can't just not write. There's too much I have to say, too many stories I have to tell for me to ever even consider it. This seems to be a common thread among writers. I asked my friends in my writing group why they write, and everyone's response was basically, what am I supposed to do? Just die? And there's value in sharing those stories you write too. Sure, some people are more than happy to keep their writing to themselves. They wrote it, they had fun writing it, and it doesn't need to be any more than that. But if you want, you can find inspiration in sharing stories as well. The ability to reach out and share your own unique view and experience, connecting with others in the process, is extremely motivational. No single experience is universal, and it can be extremely difficult to understand another person's experience without first experiencing it yourself. You can only view their life through your own limited point of view. However, by engaging with a story, you're engaging with an experience that isn't your own, yet through story's inherent power, it can feel just as important. They force you to see the world from a point of view that isn't your own. This allows us to deepen our understanding of our own world and of each other. But why? Why do stories have this hold on humanity? Well, I believe that stories have a soul, for lack of a better word. There is a weight, a presence that stories have. In a way, stories are real. Now, don't misunderstand me. I don't mean that the events actually happened or the characters exist in reality and you can go knock on their door. Just that the story is real in all the ways that matter, not substance. How do you tell if something is real? You judge its effect on the world. If something doesn't affect the world, then obviously it isn't real. But stories do. The emotions they make you feel, the actions they inspire, the friendships they can help build, those are all very real. So, in this way, the story is real too, just not in any physical sense. This real yet not semi-existence is where the power of stories lie. This power of stories is what repaints people's view of the world. This power allows them to connect with people who have entirely different backgrounds, and expand their reality to encompass those different from them. And it's because of that power that I believe that any story that affects someone is worth telling, even if it only affects one person, even if that one person is the creator themselves. The indulgent self-insert fanfic that I wrote in 8th grade has just as much of a right to exist as a genre-defining masterpiece like Lord of the Rings. So, to answer the question I asked earlier, should you write a story? Yes, write it. Whatever you want. Write that cringy self-indulgent fic. Write your Mary Sue self-insert saving the world. Write stories only you and your friends know about. Write stories for you. There's power and value in that. That's all stories need to be. And while you all have fun with that, I'm gonna go take a nap.
Hey, you'll find the best in words, plays, words, such different things. Hey, an improv when mind operates a bad ending. Hey, no, the world hasn't even started just yet. Hey, in Tactica and Call, keep on partying.